Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm drinking some afternoon coffee, and I just made sure that I had everything that I needed to smoke my brisket this weekend. And just for those of you that want to know, here's what you need. You need some, maybe like some olive oil. You need a rub. I usually cook my brisket in a tin pan before I wrap it. And then you're going to need whatever you're going to inject it with. I'm going to inject mine with Allegro marinade tonight. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to cook it overnight and do it the long way or start it in the morning and cook it at a higher temperature. But brisket's kind of tricky. It can trick you on how long you got to go. So I could find myself, if I wait until in the morning, with not enough time. But we'll see. I think I'm going to take the chance and go in the morning and do it right, but cook it at a higher temperature. Now, and Skinny, if you're out there, he's the official smart aleck of the Digital Asset Investor channel. It is game on tomorrow morning because it's SEC football starting and my brisket goes on. You will see pictures. All right. I wanted to show you this. This is CoinMarketCap, and we've been having a little bit of a tick up today. Nothing crazy, but things have been, they stabilized over the course of the last day or so, and they've been kind of starting to tick back up a little bit. But look, folks, when this happens, you're going to know. And it's not going to be some, oh, maybe it's okay. It's kind of, oh, a little bit of green. You're going to know. That is one thing I believe firmly. When this goes, when this blows, this is going to blow. All right. I wanted you to see this because every once in a while I like to check in here. Let's look at the return rates for crypto for the year. Okay. Well, first we'll look at XRP. XRP, if you look at 7-day, minus 2.48%, 30-day, minus 12.94%. But 1 quarter, we're up 33.83%. For the year, we're up 1.78%. Look at some of these others for the year. Bitcoin's up 34. Ethereum's up 118. Look at Chainlink. It's up 579%. That would be the winner for the year so far. But a lot of these have done good. Binance Coin, 62. Cardano, 166. Crypto.com, 347. Now, what I want you to take note of is all those huge green numbers. And I don't think for a second that it's a coincidence that the one, and there is an undisputed one that has more commercial actual utility that has gone on than any of them. The one, the only XRP, the fact that it is not just up 500%, but up thousands of percent versus all of these others is what makes me more bullish than anything. Because when I see that, what I see a digital asset that has intentionally not been given a designation. And that way, you could keep it in a range if you wanted to. I'm just saying, until you're ready, you could. All right, here we go. We've been talking about this guy. This is the guy who runs MicroStrategy, and we've seen a lot of his tweets, but I've never heard him talk. And he was on this guy's show. I forgot the name of this guy's show, but this is a little clip because the reason this is significant is because this is one of the first actual companies who's gone really big into Bitcoin. And I think it's the first of many companies. So I thought it'd be interesting to let you see how this guy's thinking. What is he thinking? What's he thinking about this?
Along comes Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. It's when I say it's harder than gold, I mean it's not just 10 times harder because it goes 100 years without losing any of its value. I say it's harder because it's an organic nest of cybernetic hornets feeding off of encrypted energy. It's a living thing. which means that the miners are going to keep upgrading their equipment. The developers are going to keep upgrading their development. The nodes are going to change. Everybody in the ecosystem is going to change. And they're changing in this terrifying Darwinian, capitalistic, libertarian, aggressive, winner take all, hold no bars, no one companies holding, like I've been CEO. I thought I was right. I was wrong. You could be the most brilliant CEO in the world. Anything that's controlled by a CEO is crippled. Controlled by a state is crippled. Controlled by a country, it's crippled. This entire thing is its own ecosystem. Gold is not going to get 1,000,000 times smarter in the next 10 years. It's not thinking at all. It's a lump of metal lying there, right? Nicholas Taleb wrote Anti-Fragile. I think Taleb is brilliant. I love all of his books, read every one of them twice, right? Bitcoin is an anti-fragile, evolving thing. It's hardest currency because it's getting continually, exponentially harder. It's getting harder. But it's also smarter, stronger, and faster.
All right. I thought that was an interesting watch. All right. Wanted to let you know, Flare tweeted this out. Flare's delighted to announce that Celsius Network is officially supporting Flare's Spark distribution. And for those of you that don't know what Celsius is the company that pays you interest on your crypto holdings. I've opened an account in the past, but I don't have anything on there right now. And so I wouldn't attest to whether you should put something on there and keep it on there or anything like that. But I do know it's a legitimate company. So they're supporting the Flare drop. All right. I like this tweet. The real, this is Guy Kawasaki. He's the guy that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think he's being sarcastic here. Assets markets crashing, too much uncertainty, COVID-19 flaring, economy horrible, election wars, Supreme Court battle, dangerous time in world history. Do not do what I did. I bought gold, silver, Bitcoin yesterday. Hold cash, be smarter, be patient. Worse yet to come. Take care. In other words, he's being very sarcastic and he's telling you to get away from cash. Funny. XRP Bart, Ashish Burla had tweeted this out yesterday and I missed it. Remittances are lifeline for millions, if not billions around the world. Hearing these firsthand accounts are part of what inspires and motivates us at Ripple to keep tackling challenges with global financial infrastructure. Defying expert projections, immigrants in the United States are sending their families back home as much or more money during the pandemic than they did. Just to tell you a story, I remember there was a guy, when my dad was a home builder, this was maybe in the 2006, year 2006. I remember there was a guy, he was a guy from Mexico and he was a framer. And this guy would literally make trips to Mexico on the weekends to take money to his family. And I remember because he would bring me every once in a while. He would bring me one of those. They had these barrels of like real tequila that they have over there, and he would bring me one. And but now all he would have to do if he's using XRP is push a freaking button, and it's there in 3 or 4 seconds, and it could come out in whatever they want. Just with Uphold, you can do that. I mean, it's unbelievable how things are changing. And so anyway, huge. I love this tweet. eToro tweeted out, if we're watching cryptocurrency adoption as a movie, then the previews are still going on. Don't you hate the previews like I do? Normally, because I don't go to the movie without getting butter popcorn. When I go to the movie, I get my butter popcorn, and usually I'm almost done with it by the time the commercials are done. There are so freaking many of them now. And of course, there may not be movie theaters after what we're going through right now. And I just realized I don't follow eToro, and I should. But we may not even have movie theaters when this is all said and done, folks. Can you imagine how bad movie theaters are hurting? Nobody even thinks about going to the movie anymore. All right, Grayscale tweeted this out. 68 trillion will be transferred from older generations to younger generations over the next 25 years. It's time to pay attention to the behaviors of the next generation. And I clicked on this and wanted to show this to you. I've probably shown this before, but it's still got some interesting things in it. They call it the Great Wealth Transfer. This is a research paper put out by Sorelli Associates. 68 trillion assets in motion. Then they go down here. It says Generation X stands to be the primary beneficiary. By the end of the 25-year period, baby boomers will be replaced by Gen X as the generation with the greatest wealth. And guess where they're going to put a lot of that wealth, folks? Write it down. Now, you need to know this today. This is awesome. And I'm hoping to get me some of this myself. This is Link2's platform, linqto.com. You can go to the website, or you can download their app for your iPhone or for your Android phone in the description of all my videos. I've got a link. Now they have added Kraken, Marqeta, and Upgrade. They've all, and earlier, I think this week or last week, they added SoFi and it sold out. It was gone. Kraken, they just added today. It's already sold out, I believe. And then these two right here, I haven't looked, but I just wanted to briefly tell you what these companies are. Marqeta is a modern card issuing that empowers innovators to change the world, instantly issue and process card payments with our open API platform. So it looks like they're a B2B company. Now this one is to consumer. Upgrade Card is the other company, a smarter way to pay. And then down here it shows you, it says, get your Upgrade Card, make purchases. It says apply online to get a credit line of up to $20,000. Then you can make purchases or get funds sent to your account, pay it down. So that's another company that was added. And then, of course, Kraken. And for those of you that don't know, I don't talk about Kraken a lot because I use Coinbase and Uphold, but I do have a Kraken account, and it is a great exchange. It's one of the first exchanges, actually. It's run by Jesse Powell. The interesting thing about Jesse Powell, if you don't remember, is that Jesse Powell was right there. He's one of the first guys that was at Ripple. And I think I've shown you this video recently. Listen to this. This is from when he was with Ripple.
Been in that business for about 10 years. And Bitcoin just seemed like the right thing to get into. It was exciting. It was going to be world changing. So I left my last company to start Kraken. And, at first we had a couple ideas of what we wanted to do. We did a mining pool. We were considering doing something like a coin.
Anyway, he was with Ripple around the time Jed McCaleb was there, and then he left, I think, around the time Jed McCaleb left, went formed Kraken, I guess. But he's there on stage with Chris Larson. So, all right. Now I want to show you something that I discovered in the course today. Do you remember when Joel Katz, David Schwartz, interviewed this Barry Eichengreen, who's a professor of economics and political science at Berkeley? Well, anytime some random person pops up, there's always, with Ripple, there's always a story or a connection. So Barry, and let me pull, I got this out of line here. Let me put this right here. Yeah. All right. So Barry Eichengreen, just so you remember, he's a professor, but if you look at his career, he was a senior policy advisor to the International Monetary Fund 1997 to 1998. And I want to make the point here that all these people are in the club, folks. They're all in the same club, and you need to understand it. Well, the reason I came across this today is that Barry Eichengreen, he retweeted a BNY Mellon, of all things, article. And this is yesterday. Will the EU's green bonds make a difference for the euro's international role? I have my doubts. Well, if you click on this article, and remember, we know when we talk about BNY Mellon first, we know that Matthew Mellon was one of the he was one of the early investors in XRP, had tons of it somehow. By some mystery, he found out early. He even said that he talked to Donald Trump about digital assets. And then he later died. The word is that it was a drug overdose, right? So this is from this month, an existential threat to the US dollar. And this is on BNY Mellon's website. And by the way, we also know that 2 or 3 guys, including Arthur Brito and Joel Katz, went and created PolySign, which is the institutional custody platform that's been so secretive. And we know that they have two ex-BNY Mellon executives that are on the documentation for that company, PolySign. All right. So BNY Mellon is all over the place when it comes to Ripple and the connections to Ripple. An existential threat to the U.S. dollar is the dollar's position as the world's preeminent currency set to be challenged. And I'm not going to go through a lot of the article, but I want to show you some of the high points. By the numbers, 62% U.S. dollar's current share of global reserves. And you can go through all this stuff, but if you keep going, challenging the established order. And they're talking in here about, of course, China and all this. Largest slice of the pie. USD is 62%. You can see the different currencies that are challengers to this. There's none that are really a challenger. But as you go down, it talks about the almighty dollar and the euro and the ESG. The euro's relative attractiveness is growing thanks to environmentally friendly and socially conscious approach. Renminbi as a reserve asset. Now they're talking about China and all of that and the Chinese threat. Little USD allocation and valuation relation. And then they go on Beijing's ambitions are to use, this is the interesting line. Beijing's ambitions are to use technology to bypass the current dollar-based international financial system altogether. The RMB's share in the SDR basket will likely rise further in the upcoming quinquennial review, and China is widening external accessibility and increasing the breadth of investable assets to meet the anticipated rise in inflows. In other words, this 5-year anniversary, which comes up in October of 2020, the year of the digital asset, it's coming up now. And all of this is coming to a head in October 2020. This year, which has had so many crazy things going on, right? So as we go down here, and that's pretty much it. But the bottom line is this right here. They want to use technology to bypass. So remember, here's the whole thing. China is creating this digital currency, and the U.S. is just so behind, and we can't do anything about it, right? My igloo in Georgia is still for sale, folks. Now, back to Barry Eichengreen, right? This is Barry Eichengreen, who was on the podcast with David Schwartz. Look who he's beside, Christine Lagarde. I just wanted to show you how connected all these people are to each other. Barry Eichengreen on stage, right? This was Christine Lagarde when she was listening to Brad Garlinghouse talk, and over here was the head of the BIS and all this. Everybody, all these central bankers are in one room. I'm just showing you some pictures, folks. There's Christine Lagarde beside Raghuram Rajan. You remember him? There's Raghuram Rajan beside Barry Eichengreen. And there's Raghuram Rajan at Swell 2019 beside Naveen Gupta. There are no coincidences, folks. If you haven't gone and checked out, got your Unstoppable domain. It's in the description of every video I do. I bought 2 more myself. In fact, I don't remember if I told you, but I bought travelball.crypto. So any of you, the cool thing about Travelball is that Travelball is across all sports. Anybody who's serious about sports, we're going through it right now. Anybody who's serious about any sport is Travelball is, well, I don't care whether it's soccer or basketball or baseball, whatever, you're going to do Travelball in the United States. It's a huge thing. Travelball.crypto, the digital asset investor, owns it. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that I have Travelball.crypto. If you happen to be like a Travelball organization and want to get paid in crypto or whatever, I'm your guy. Thanks for listening.
Every day, billions of people around the world are mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and embarrassed by their friends, family, and even strangers. These people go through their days knowing there are secrets being kept from them. They hear the faint whispers behind closed doors. The information and knowledge is held very close and only shared with others who were fortunate enough to find out. Feeling lost, rejected, and ostracized, these people give up, never finding out what digital assets the digital asset investor holds. But there is hope. Join the free Digital Asset Investor email newsletter and find out what digital assets he owns each month, including investments he's considering. Click the link in the description of this video or go to digitalassetinvestornewsletter.com. Put an end to your days of gloom and depression. Join the greatest free digital asset email newsletter ever created.